I think the dialogue between the kids is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how they talk
Yeah,
to
it's
each
definitely
other.
authentic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Like I said, dick face.
Yeah.
Apatow did that. I think brought that very well, like with like Knocked Up and everything else. Like his style of movies and Superbad was like the first time in a long time I've seen a movie where I was like, yes,
That's exactly how it is.
that's how guys talk to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not necessarily like out of malice. It's just
No,
that's how you. Like, if you're not being insulted by your closest friends,
they're not even you're probably not really good friends.
Yeah, they don't like you, and
because you like them.
yeah.
What do you have if you can't insult your best friend?
Yeah, you can't be too affectionate with them. Then they'll think you have a case of the gays.
The gays, yeah.
And
we wouldn't want
have that. Welcome to A Cast with No Name. We're your hosts. I'm Jay.
I'm Matt.
I'm Coop.
This is episode 83. This episode, we dangle from rocks as we review and discuss the 1987 film Whitewater Summer. But first, don't forget to visit our website, acastwithnoname.com, where you can listen to our entire episode library, comment on episodes, and write to our email. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. And as always, thank you for listening. And if you enjoy the show, leave us a like, rate us, all that good stuff. Helps the show find new listeners. So Whitewater Summer.
Dude, you know how long it took me to get the title of this movie right?
Like
I've been saying like Wet Hot American Summer. I can't get it right. Nicole's like, hey, what are you watching? I'm like, Wet American Summer?
Yellow Snow Winter?
I guess
Pretty close, yeah.
I guess the what's that movie with Paul Rudd and
Yeah, Wet Hot American Summer.
I guess that was just in my mind.
All right.
I'll never get the title of this right.
No, well, that's all right.
Summer. I'll never happen. Never seen it. This is my first time.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You said you watched a lot, right? When you were a youngin'.
It was in the general rotation. So.
Did you relate to Sean Astin? Is that why? You were a shy kid, and
I liked camping, so.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what was, and then like the things he had to deal with because I hate heights, so the whole bridge walk, the dangling from the rock, I was just like, oh man, that's intense. That's horrible. But I mean, this is probably the first time I've watched it in maybe 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably sooner than that because Christy and I had watched it at some point.
Yep.
But yeah, I watched it a lot when I was a kid. What did you guys think?
I liked it.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was solid.
Yeah.
Typical
80s, mid 80s type. Yeah.
Tight 90 minutes.
Tight 90 minutes.
Yeah, perfect.
Didn't the way you said that. Yeah, perfect. I mean, it's nothing that blows your mind or anything, but yeah, it's a solid movie, and I understand why kids would like it.
Yeah.
Definitely geared towards kids, and I'm shocked that it was PG because the amount of time they say dick face.
Yeah, that was just Alan's nickname as a kid was Dick Face.
They say dick face constantly in this movie.
Dick face. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple of shits in there.
Oh yeah. And then the gnarly like bone pocket poking out of his leg. I was like, geez.
The attempted murder.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I was like, shit, this went dark quick.
Yeah.
I hate you, Vic. They start throwing rocks.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm going to kill you son of a bitch.
Fully deserved to, I thought.
Whoa.
So
he was already running away, guys.
You won.
Man.
Well, I mean, so you thought Vic well-deserved?
Yeah, he kind of turned into a dick.
Yeah.
Pretty fast.
That's one thing I like about this movie is I like a lot of things about this movie, but one of the things that I appreciate is Kevin Bacon's ability to play a nice guy and an absolute psychopath villain if he needed to. Not that he went like all the way to the dark side in this, but he does that balance to where he could be the nicest guy in the room and then also like the scariest.
Sure. Yeah.
Not a lot of people I feel like can pull that off, but he does it very well in this movie. He's done it. I mean, The River Wild.
Yeah.
Another.
That's what I thought of when I was watching this.
Yeah.
They're like, who should we cast? I'm like, remember that movie Red Hot American Summer. Kevin Bacon was pretty good in that.
Fallen Leaves Fall. But yeah, I kind of like his turn in that.
I liked him. I liked the fact that he would like let him hang there. Like, yeah, you fucking vag.
Yeah,
figure it out. This is what you're here to do.
Well, I was like, yeah, okay, don't help the kid. Like he needs to figure it out for himself. But then he just like leaves him. Like, bro, if that rope starts to fray, then what?
You're picking up Sean.
Yeah. The kid's going all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, that's some confidence in your rock climbing ability as far as setting anchors.
Yeah.
Right.
But
that's what got me. I'm like, wow, they're just let's let these kids just climb the face of a mountain. No prior training. Like, we're not gonna go to a gym and like, just pretend like we're climbing on a mountain. We're gonna go for it.
And they're all city kids too. It's not like they grew up on a beef farm in Montana or something. They're all city kids who don't know shit.
They probably got like shitty Nikes on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This fucking mountain face.
But yeah, I liked Vic too. Because you could tell. I think I sided with him more so watching this recently. That obviously when I was younger, it was more Sean Astin. And, but now it's like, he's trying to teach all these kids to be self-reliant.
Yep.
The one thing I would disagree with him though is when he gets upset with Alan for making that fish trap.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And doing things unorthodox, but I feel like he should celebrate that.
He was working smarter, not harder. And Vic was like, "No, fuck that. Work hard." Like, is that necessary? Like, that was a good idea, and he caught way more fish than the rest of you guys. So maybe Alan's onto something.
Yeah, just because he didn't poke it with a stick or use his bare hand to grab it out of the water.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely understood where he was coming from. I think it was a little too far just leaving him dangle. I obviously in real world, I'd probably just stand there and be like, figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? Swing back and forth. Like, do something. And
I agree with you there. I probably would have stood there.
Still keep an eye on him. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have walked off.
Or post one of the other kids there, like, okay, we're going to set up camp. You stay here and keep an eye on Alan or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not how they did it back in
Nah,
the day.
not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Nah. This is back when men were men.
What did you guys think of the narrative structure? Kind of like going back and forth.
I heard that they filmed this in '85 because I noticed, I was like, is Sean Astin older?
Yeah,
in narration?
yeah.
A huge gap.
Yeah.
They filmed it 2 years after the narration part.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about it, like, did they really need the narration part of this?
I was not a fan of that.
They could just get rid of it and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why they wanted to add it.
Maybe they thought, I don't know, maybe it was a way to introduce more comedy or
Could
something,
be.
just kind of break it up.
I just think Morgan Freeman ruined narration in movies.
Yeah, nobody's going to be
one
able
can
to
do
live
it
up to
anymore.
him. Yeah.
I don't know if it was just because they needed to add something extra, but I mean it's kind of funny because it's like, oh, I'm reflecting on this thing that I did years ago. Yeah, it was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Way back when I was 13, I'm 15 now and have
so much life experience.
Did he actually like reflect on like the lesson he learned after helping Vic?
No, at the end he's like, "Fuck it, this is my outdoor." And he's just in Central Park. Yeah.
No, there was no lesson.
He could have been like, in the end, he was a dick, but he made me a better person. Something, I don't know.
Yeah, the resolution is a little thin as far as like what he learned. I mean, I guess some sense of leadership and I guess not diligence, but just like the act of trying, and figuring it out. Even though he doesn't think he'd be able to do something, he still goes ahead and does it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Chris would.
I'm willing to bet that Vic reflected on things. It was like, I left Alan out in the rain all night. I left him hanging from a rope. What other shit? Oh, I made him cross a broken rope bridge. Probably all things that I don't want to get back, so we'll just play it cool and pretend that this was an accident and let bygones be bygones.
Okay.
Like, if he would have known the extremes that he went to, like with the kids, that maybe... Because they're going to say, well, why did these kids start throwing rocks at you?
Yeah.
That's going to be problematic for Vic, I think.
But then I see the bone.
Now we're going again.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, I see your point. I don't know. I felt like it needed something to tie it off. I thought the ending with like, oh, this is just me, and this is all the camping I do was a little cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought it warranted something else, like a heart-to-heart.
Yeah.
A realization of the respect they have for one another.
Yeah. Because the only bonding time that they had was when they were all pissing next to each other, like elbow to elbow, just standing a little too close.
Yeah.
As we do.
As normal guys do.
Lock arms.
Yeah, lock arms, almost like we're doing Red Rover.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you're just holding the person to your right. But, yeah, there was something I think that was just missing a little bit. And there very well could have been more stuff that they cut out, and they just decided, fuck it.
Yeah.
But
I did notice the overabundance of montage cheesy 80s music.
Yeah.
But I get it.
That's
because you're just walking in the
format.
woods.
Yeah.
You're not just going to film them walking in the woods with just them walking in the. You have to like fill it somehow.
Yeah.
So let's get this cheesy.
Which I like the cheesy music.
Do you love it?
Yeah, I love it a lot.
I feel like that comes with the 80s movie territory.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're signing up for when you watch a movie like this.
Yeah.
It always
It
reminds
did make me smile.
Yeah. It reminds me of that scene in basketball when he's listening to the radio or when he's driving in the car, and like the song is just totally about a situation. He's like, "So your best friend is screwed you. Hit those warts on your dick won't go away." But no, I like the music a lot. And this is some. Let me just read you the notes that I wrote. So
you watched this. You threw a party.
Yeah,
We got a little inebriated.
Yeah.
You decided to watch it, and you wrote some notes.
yeah. Yep.
I'd love to hear it.
So we watched. So when did we start? We started, I think, 1:30 in the morning. You fell asleep 5 minutes in.
Yep. Checks with chart.
You were in bed already, Coop.
Yeah.
You had to work.
Yeah.
So here's some of the great critiquing notes. Fast pace at the beginning, too fast, which maybe. I mean, like when I was younger, I'd never noticed that. Oh, it's a slideshow at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or he's walking on the bridge, slideshow at the beginning, and then all of a sudden he's in the van.
Yep.
Which is nice. It gets you out there.
It's a tight 90 minutes, Jay. We have to get this going.
Yeah, keep it moving. Keep it moving.
It didn't really lose anything. It's not like you're like, well, what happened in between? Like, you know what's happening. You know where we're going with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other note: Fish Trap was good. The 80s music
was good.
That's it?
No, that's it. It's like their Jeopardy answers or something. Was Vic right?
Did you have a question mark on that?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then The Pain of Vic, which he sold it pretty good. Like when he ripped open his his legs shifted.
Well, no one said Kevin Bacon wasn't a great actor.
No.
Yeah.
And then I think the only thing of somewhat intelligence that I wrote was there was no wide lens during the gorge cross. I felt like they could have had some kind of different lens on there to give it a better sense of scale. I feel like with the telephoto lens that they used, it made it look scrunched to where it was like. I remember when I was a kid and I watched it, I was like, "Oh my god, that's a huge gorge." And I'm watching it now, I'm like, it's like 40 feet.
Doesn't look that big.
Like there was like some shots that were good, but there was like never really good scale shot that I
You
like
wanted
something overhead, like seeing both ends, just like a.
You wanted that Temple of Doom shot.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
That's the bridge I'm expecting now anymore, but it wasn't.
No, that's
there.
true. That's a good point. That was intelligent. Good for you.
Well, one. I got one out of the.
Overall, though, I thought they had pretty good cinematography. I mean, it was shot in New Zealand, shot in Sierra Nevada. Like they had good shots of like mountains and scenery and stuff, which was nice.
Yeah.
But kind of painted the backdrop for where they were at.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the director he's done only TV movies.
I know. Yeah, I after I watched the movie, I kind of looked back to see what other things this guy has directed, and it looked like it was mainly like episodes of TV shows.
Yeah.
And
This is his only movie. I got that feeling too because of the montages. It felt very TV movie-y for sure.
He's used to getting stuff done in 40 minutes.
Yep.
An hour with the commercials.
Yep.
Yeah.
The some of the other kids that were in there. Of course, you have Sean Astin from Goonies, Lord of the Rings, all that good stuff. Kevin Bacon, but you had Casey Martell, who played George. He was in E.T. He played the kid with the goofy headphones and the red hat.
Oh, yeah.
On the bike. And then you had Matt Adler, who was in
Flight of the Navigator,
who played Chris, the psychopath. And that was about it.
Yeah. Because there's only 4?
Yeah,
4
well,
boys.
yeah, there's Jonathan Ward played Mitch, which I don't think he really did much outside of this movie. Or at least this is the only thing I pretty much remember him in. I mean, he did like a voice on Fern Gully. He was in Mac and Me, but I mean, other than that, I don't think he did a lot of acting afterwards. But
yeah, one thing I didn't like about Vic is he wasn't consistent. You know, they were listening to the radio, the Mets game. Both of those kids were listening to it, and he only shit on Sean Astin for. I'm like, hey,
yeah,
dude, he's listening to it too. Come on, give him some.
Easy.
Why you just taking it? Yeah, dick. I thought it warranted something, but
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. It's fine.
So, did your opinion like stay the same, or?
Yeah, I mean, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I mean,
not as much as when you were a kid.
No, I mean, it's not. I'm not going to watch it every other week or once a
Right.
month like I did when I was younger. But
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, there's aspects in there that I always enjoyed, like how Vic would let the boys be boys. Mm-hmm. Like knowing, like he's probably full aware that they bought a penthouse at the gas station or something like that.
Yeah.
And then,
kind of turned a blind eye to the boys will be boys type of stuff.
Yeah. Then he also was like fairly democratic as far as punishment and everything else.
Yeah.
And to where overall I think he was very, very fair. And I mean, at this standpoint, I understand what
He was going for.
He was going for. Yeah. Maybe he went about it the wrong way a time or two, but even like with making Alan trying to cross the bridge, and he, like to where he said, "I saw you," and he was watching him or whatever. Which you're like, oh, okay, so he's still
keeping an eye on things,
still supervising and everything else. But if I was Vic, I would have shit my pants right there. As soon as I saw him, like,
when he
drop
slipped,
through, slip through.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, shit. Like, how much is he getting paid?
How could it possibly be worth it?
Yeah.
No. It's funny, we watched this when there's like a Netflix documentary that came out about programs like this where parents send their kids off to like hike in the desert or some shit, and they just trust these like people to just do that, and you learn lessons out in nature. And of course it's all a scam, and
they're just using manual labor and running up mountains and shit for
no research whatsoever. We're just torturing these kids. Make men out of them.
Yeah. You know what would fix these kids? Abuse.
That's the motto.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the motto.
But this, I don't know. I probably should have watched this when I was sober. I might have had a thing more to add.
Well, there's not much to it, Jay.
No, there's not.
There's really not. Yeah,
it's not a complex plot.
No.
But it did kind of what Vic was trying to accomplish, even though it wasn't the way that he was trying to go about it. He did accomplish his goal of getting them to kind of man up, work as a team to accomplish the goal of getting to the finish line. And even though they did that in a roundabout way, they still did it.
That's what they needed at the end of this movie. Is like Vic is like pale from losing blood, and he gets kind of brought up onto the shore. The helicopter comes down, has the kids in the helicopter, showing them where they're at, and then they load him up in the helicopter, and then Vic is just like barely right before he passes out. See, I told you I'd make men out of you. And then he just fucking dies from blood loss.
But he still takes the credit for it right before he has. I did this.
I saved my own life.
It would have been great if when he fell, he looks at his leg, like he looks up, like, "Are you gonna help me?" They give him like a rope, and then Sean Astin's like,
"Pull yourself
figure
up."
It out.
I know they're just.
I feel like I'm cheating you if I help you.
They're like, "Put the rope around your arms. Come on, Vic!" And he's like, guys like vomiting from concussions and shit.
Well, when that happened, I thought to myself, okay, these kids just need to cut their losses, make a blood pact that they're never going to talk about what happened, and just get out of there.
And then becomes
just leave them to die.
Completely different movie.
Yeah, yeah,
it'd be great.
There was a couple times I thought this movie was going to take a dark turn.
Yeah,
yeah, but it didn't, obviously.
Man, that would have been Whitewater Summer Part 2.
Vic's Revenge.
Vic's Revenge. Yeah. It stalks him. Like, I know what you did last summer. You thought you left him for dead.
Now they have to survive in the city.
He's hobbling. His leg hurts every time it rains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wears a raincoat and he hobbles, and they call him the hobbler.
Yeah, the guy we watched it with, or you quasi-watched it with, Matt. Yes, another person named Matt, different Matt. He actually, like, when Vic was like holding Chris over the edge, and he's like, "No, you're not going back to get Alan." He like turns to me, he's like, "They need to throw Vic off a cliff," and I'm like, "Funny you should mention that."
Speaking, it shall happen. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think this movie was going to go that direction where he gets hurt, and I thought it was just going to be like them like iron out their shit together.
Yeah, but just resolve kind of naturally. Yeah.
And maybe that's what I mean. They probably could have tacked on another 15 minutes to this, and maybe that would be more complete to where you see more of the kids actually using what they learned. Yeah, and everything else. I mean, they had a little bit of that with like Alan making the fire with rubbing the sticks together and shit. Saying the kitchen matches were wet. And stuff like that. But like probably more of that from the group. I mean, he created that lever. God, opposing weight. What the fuck do I?
What, the pulley?
Pulley. Jesus Christ. Teeter-totter?
I'm smart.
Well, the irony of Vic, like, reprimanding him for making a contraption, and then for the fish, and then later on he makes a contraption that saves his life. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, he compliments him on it, and he's like, "Yeah, that thing you whipped up, it's pretty cool. Saved my life." Like, yeah, it is pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool. Like, I would have just rubbed it in.
Yeah,
I would have been that asshole.
Good thing we weren't catching fish, huh, Vic?
Yeah, good thing you weren't floating down the river. Wouldn't want to create a trap to get you.
Yeah. I thought you could, I mean, there was a lot of stunts, though. You could see all, like, the stuntmen, like, especially that's hilarious, the canoe part that cracks me up. Like, it would be so underwater, and it's taking on so much water down that scene where he's taking Sean Astin, he's in the front.
Yeah, the wet jeans.
That thing would have been buried under the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason that scene, a core memory that has just stuck with me is just wet jeans. Like the first time, I think. I think it was like Kevin Bacon's leg or something like that, because I had that fixed camera angle on the side. And probably my slight homosexuality is coming out. But it was just wet jeans. And I'm like, oh, God. I mean, I don't know why it just looked damp. I don't know. You just feel it.
You were just looking at the Alan Hammer's crotch.
Crotch wasn't in view, sadly, but I mean, his meaty thigh was definitely there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That definitely informed. Don't tell my wife. Definitely informed a lot of how I view things. But,
yeah.
You sicko. But yeah, the stunt. Called it. Stupid software.
Is it not?
Are we back on?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, okay. sitting here waiting.
Still dealing. Our tens of listeners are probably getting irritated. We're like, it keeps they said they were going to have this fixed in a week.
I know.
Hurry up. That was 3 months ago. Come on.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah. I was wondering why Kevin Bacon took this part.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, wasn't he in Footloose? And then this is like the lull of his career between Footloose and Tremors. Is actually what set it off again, and he got A Few Good Men, Apollo 13, and then now he's known as like an established actor. But at this time, I wonder if he wanted to take this role.
It was probably one of those Hollywood deals. Like, look, we got to fill a role. We need a big name actor for this. Mm-hmm. If you do this, then we'll let you do that.
Right, could be.
Yeah. When did Tremors come out? Was that
90?
90?
Yeah.
Really, that brought him back into the.
Yeah, because it was like a cult classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't even want to do that, but he needed the money because he had a baby on the way.
Had to pay the bills. Yeah.
Had to pay the bills. It's like one of his best movies. You guys
I think it's hilarious. Oh, yeah. It's great.
No, Tremors is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Of course, he might have just been in that awkward time. I mean, he was probably like 23 when he did Footloose, playing a teenager.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wonder if it was, I don't know. Because I'm trying to think of when he first played his villain roles or like his dickhead roles. Few Good Men, he kind of played a little asshole.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, The River Wild. Of course, that was like, what, 94, 93 or something, somewhere around there?
Yeah. Those dickhead role, why can't I think of more? Hollow Man?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was like, what, 2000?
2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like him more as a villain or as like a good guy? I like him more as a villain.
I think he plays a better villain than he does a good guy, but he's so friendly. Like Stir of Echoes, I think was good.
Movie. It's a great movie.
I'm trying to think where he just played like a really nice guy. I mean, I guess Tremors.
Yeah, he was just
that's
a good example.
Guy,
Yeah, but I mean, he is really good at playing a villain.
I'm trying to think of his best villain role.
He was pretty good in X-Men First Class.
Oh, yeah.
The Nazi, yeah.
He is pretty good.
Yeah, the Nazi scientist, yeah.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah.
I'm kind of looking back through his roles. Have you guys seen Death Sentence?
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
It is.
Where he's like a good guy, but he's still the bad guy. He's your
he's in all these
anti-hero. Yeah.
He's in all these hidden gems.
Yeah.
Stir of Echoes is awesome. 6.9. You fucking kidding me? That is a classic.
Yeah, people are
horror
smoking
movie.
crack.
That movie is amazing.
I'm not a fan of horror movies, but I remember watching that and thinking, I was like, that's pretty fucking good.
It's real good.
Yeah.
Real good. Might have to do that one of these days, boys.
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, I mean, I'd probably give this I'd give it 3 stars. I'd recommend
Yeah,
someone
for
to
sure.
watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially if you have like a preteen or like
Yeah.
middle school age. Yeah, for sure. If you've got a kid in that age range, they would like this.
Yeah, if you like camping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, if you're a kid, you're outdoorsy or something.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause, my brother watched this first, and that's how I started watching it. Is because he's always been to outdoorsy stuff, and he wouldn't watch a lot of movies, but a lot of the movies that he did watch had something to do with fucking river rafting or whatever I don't know, that kind of shit. And but
I think the dialogue between the kids is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how they talk.
Yeah,
to
it's
each
definitely
other.
authentic. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Like I said, dick face.
Yeah.
God,
How is this not PG-13? I don't understand.
I miss insults like that. You don't get that in movies.
No, you don't.
No.
I mean, you did the Apatow did that. I think brought that very well, like with like Knocked Up and everything else. Like his style of movies and Superbad was like the first time in a long time I've seen a movie where I was like, yes,
that's exactly how it is.
That's how guys talk to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not necessarily like out of malice. It's just no. That's how you. Like, if you're not being insulted by your closest friends,
they're not even you're probably not really good friends.
Yeah, they don't like you. And
well, for those that out there in listener land, Matt and I went to high school together. We've known each other since we were freshman in high school, and that's exactly how it was.
Absolutely.
Like, and our other friends, we would all just lay into each other just ruthlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great dialogue.
Yep.
Because you like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have? You can insult your best friend.
Yeah, you can't be too affectionate with them. Then they'll think you have a case of the gays.
The gays, yeah.
And
we wouldn't
we wouldn't
have
have that.
Yeah. It's because you can't do it to other people in society.
Yeah.
You can't insult like strangers and like adults. So you just do it to each other.
Yeah.
You got to get it
It's
out,
fun.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. I never called anybody dickface though. I don't think.
I don't know. There's a lot of them out there.
There's always like dickhead.
Dickhead, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scuzz Bucket. I remember Buttface. I mean, I don't know. That's from Flight of the Navigator, but
Yeah.
I remember slinging those back and forth. Because half the time I'd just repeat what I heard in the movies, and then my mom would be like, "You don't say that."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah.
Well, anything else on
I think that's it.
That's all I
on
got.
Wet Hot
Yeah.
American Summer?
Yeah.
I recommend it.
Recommend.
I
Watch it.
recommend. All right. Well, join us next time as we try to work up some appetites with the 2022 film The Menu.
Figured we'd watch something that more recently came out.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been on this
We've
like
on a blast from the past trend here, for the last few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recommended it. I liked it a lot. It's a good movie. You haven't seen it?
I have not seen it.
It's good. I like
Yeah,
it.
because we were talking. We're like, oh, let's do a comedy, and then Coop said, oh, The Menu, and I'm like, and you're like, yeah, that's really good. I was like, that's a fucking comedy.
It's
Like,
listed under top comedies. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Just so you know, it's not a comedy. So
My only information about
comedic
this is
there are funny moments.
It was like
but-
a horror suspense film or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But no, yeah. So next time we will do The Menu.
Sounds good.
So until next time, Matt.
Until next time, Coop.
Till next time, Jay.
Till next time, Coop.
Till next time, Matt.
Doctor.
Doctor.
Doctor.